Harry's ticking time bomb memoir, Meghan's media grabs, and a $5 million tab for King Charles to deal with? It's a proper royal smackdown between the throne and Team Megxit.
Guys, this is not going to end well.
When Prince Harry and Meghan Markle left royal life behind in January 2020, they reportedly did so without offering much warning to King Charles. At the time, Charles had not yet taken the throne, but according to insiders for Us Weekly, he was still furious about what he considered a rash and embarrassing move on Harry and Meghan's part. Since the couple no longer wanted to be working royals, Charles thought it was a waste of taxpayer money to fund their lifestyle in America. During the pair's infamous sit-down with Oprah, Harry claimed that his family cut him off financially within the first few months of 2020. He also alleged that Charles stopped taking his calls at one point.
I had 3 conversations with my grandmother and 2 conversations with my father before he stopped taking my calls.
But reports suggest that Charles's bark was worse than his bite. Instead of leaving Harry and Meghan out to dry, the royal family reportedly spent millions on the couple in 2020 and 2021, according to the BBC. And nearly 3 years later, thanks to lucrative Netflix and Spotify deals, Harry and Meghan are reportedly financially independent from the crown. Since getting married, Harry's relationship with Charles has deteriorated, but according to insiders, tension has been brewing long before Meghan ever appeared on the scene. Much of Harry's resentment reportedly dates back to his early childhood and the death of his mother, Princess Diana. Royal expert Ingrid Seward alleged that when Diana died, Charles stepped up for his boys, but never talked about their mother. Seward told the Irish Mirror, Harry felt that Charles should have explained to both he and William exactly how and why the accident had occurred. It took years for the real grief to come out.
Don't let yourself think about your mum and the grief and the hurt that comes with it.
The relationship was only stressed further when Harry met Meghan. While Seward claimed that Charles liked Meghan at first, he soured at how she dominated Harry's life and alienated him from his family. But, according to an insider for the Daily Beast in 2018, the iciness between Harry and Charles might be a little less personal. The source alleged, they're very different people, and they just don't get on. It's as simple as that. Sources claim that Charles has been devastated by his public falling out with Harry, and apparently he was hopeful that he could patch things up with Harry and Meghan after Queen Elizabeth's death, per the Mirror. Charles invited the couple to meet with mourners and even allowed Harry to wear his dress uniform to the state visitation. Royal expert Katie Nicholl told Fox News,
he loves his son. He's never stopped loving his son. He may not be happy about everything that's been said.
Still, despite the alleged timeless bond, palace sources claim that the relationship between father and son is as strained as ever, especially with Harry's explosive memoir still set to be released. A friend of the family told the Daily Beast, the expectation is that once the mourning period is up, Harry and Meghan will go back to California. He will publish his book, and the family here will be left to pick up the pieces. Despite the tabloid drama, there have been brief moments of affection between Charles and Meghan. The day before her wedding in 2018, Meghan's own father, Thomas Markle, pulled out of the ceremony at the last minute, according to People. Having asked Charles to step into the role, Harry noted via Entertainment Tonight, I asked him to, and I think he knew it was coming. And he immediately said, yes, of course, I'll do whatever Meghan needs and I'm here to support you. For him, that's a fantastic opportunity to step up and be that support, and he's our father, so of course he's going to be there for us. Though Meghan's relationship with Charles grew more complicated as time went on, her relationship with her own father has been nearly non-existent. Meghan and Thomas reportedly have not spoken since he pulled out of the wedding, according to Insider.
I hope I get to eventually sometime see these grandchildren of mine.
They may not always see eye to eye, but Charles reportedly respects his daughter-in-law. When she and Harry got engaged, Charles was well aware of the level of scrutiny Meghan would face in the press. But, as everyone soon realised, Meghan is more than comfortable with a little attention. As Katie Nicholl wrote in her book, The New Royals, Charles reportedly nicknamed his future daughter-in-law Tungsten, because of her toughness and resilience. Ironically, those characteristics would get Meghan in trouble with the rest of her in-laws. According to Nicholl, Prince William and Kate noted these qualities too, leading to competitiveness between the couples. Nicholl wrote, "That was a wake-up moment for William and Kate when they realised that Meghan was very impressive, very confident, and very capable." Given all that has transpired in recent years, it's unclear whether Charles still refers to Meghan with any affectionate nicknames, though it seems unlikely. And according to sources, it's still unclear whether Charles will even invite the couple to his May 2023 coronation. Insiders told the Daily Beast that much of the decision rests upon the contents of Harry's memoir, and just how flattering its portrayal of Charles and Camilla might or might not end up being.
This book is going to be a bombshell.
Due in early 2023, Harry's memoir has already stirred up serious buzz. And royal expert Tom Bower assured Page Six that Charles sees the book as nothing less than a so-called time bomb. Originally set to be released in November 2022, Bowers guessed that the delay was to enable Harry to add content about Queen Elizabeth's funeral. Either way, Charles is reportedly keeping a close eye on the situation. There is a fear among the royals that Harry will use the book as an opportunity to air his grievances with Charles, as well as Camilla. As sources told the Daily Beast, it is one thing for Harry to attack Charles. He can take it on the chin. But if Harry forces him to choose by laying into Camilla in his book, I have no doubt he will choose Camilla. Many hoped that when Queen Elizabeth died, tensions would ease between Harry and Charles. But in the hours before Elizabeth's death, Charles reportedly barred Meghan from Balmoral, with a source telling The Sun, Charles told Harry that it wasn't right or appropriate for Meghan to be in Balmoral at such a deeply sad time. While it may have seemed like a low blow, insiders insisted that it wasn't as targeted as it seemed. Kate Middleton also did not make the trip to Scotland that day, despite being on excellent terms with the family. And that was reportedly because Charles thought final goodbyes should be limited to a very small number of Elizabeth's relatives. Still, Meghan's absence and the way she and Harry handled the situation do shed light on the continuing conflict within the family. Before Charles told Harry that Meghan would not be allowed to see the Queen, the Sussex family released a statement assuring the public they were both on their way to Scotland. Of course, they later changed up their plans after chatting with Charles. A source alleged to Page Six, the fact the Sussex camp did say both Harry and Meghan were going, and then quickly retracted that statement, will tell you everything you need to know about the drama behind the scenes. Long before he ever met his future American actress wife, moved to Los Angeles and signed multi-million-dollar deals with Netflix and Spotify, Harry had a solid reputation as a royal party boy. Going beyond the realm of typical teenage rebellion, Harry's drinking and smoking allegedly reached a point of concern for Charles. It was during that time that Charles ordered his son to spend one day at a rehab clinic, in the hopes of scaring him straight, according to The Guardian. While the prince may have been humbled by the experience, he reportedly still has mixed feelings about his dad's parenting techniques. According to insiders, Harry sees his very brief stint in rehab as less a demonstration of devotion on his dad's part and more of a clever PR move by a future king. Harry reportedly felt like the sacrificial lamb in Charles's quest for good publicity. As Penny Junor explained in her 2017 book, The Duchess, Harry had, in fact, once visited a rehab centre, but not with his father and not because his father was worried about him. Charles had no idea what either of his sons got up to, and Harry bitterly resented being made to look bad so his father could look good. The Windsor family tree can be a tough one to follow. To outsiders, it might seem like a lot of fuss over nothing. After all, the firstborn pretty much inherits the throne no matter what. But to the royals, titles are deadly serious. And when Charles ascended the throne, Meghan and Harry's kids, Archie and Lilibet, should have received the titles of Prince and Princess. According to People, an old law states that the grandchildren of a monarch have always earned that status.
When Harry's dad becomes king, automatically Archie and our next baby would become Prince or Princess.
But of course, it didn't go down as smoothly as one might assume it should have. During her 2021 Oprah interview, Meghan claimed that the royal family had been actively against giving Archie a title despite his birthright. Now that Charles is king, royal watchers have noted that Archie and Lilibet's titles have yet to be updated. While it may be as simple as the king having more pressing matters at hand than changing toddlers' official names, some say Charles won't make a move until he sees how Harry and Meghan's upcoming projects play out in 2023. As Katie Nicholl told Vanity Fair, it depends a lot on what happens in the coming months, particularly with Harry's book and their TV show. Either way, the king's the king, and Harry will probably be fifth in line to call the shots for the rest of his life.